Since Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this procedure safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. Most washer-dryer combo repairs will require some disassembly of the appliance. Before you attempt this, be sure to unplug the power cord or shut off the power supply. To access components behind the control panel, use a 5/16" socket or nut driver to unthread the 3 screws securing the control panel assembly. Fully detach the panel assembly, and you can replace the washer and dryer timers and the various switches. If you need to replace the pressure switch, unthread the screws securing the pressure switch mounting bracket. Pull the bracket straight back to detach. Disconnect the wire connector. Release the clamp and detach the air hose. Use pliers to help detach the mounting bracket. Prepare the new pressure switch for installation by aligning the mounting bracket and snapping it into place. Attach the air hose to the switch and secure it with the clamp. Connect the wire connector. Reposition the mounting bracket and secure it with the screw. To reach components inside the dryer cabinet, use a Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the screws securing the lower access panel. Detach the panel and set it aside. Insert a putty knife above the front access panel to release the spring clips to detach the panel. Remove the lint screen. Next, use the 5/16" socket or nut driver to unthread the screws to release the air duct. Unthread the 4 screws securing the heater shield. Detach the shield to access the heating element, high limit and cycling thermostats, and thermal fuses. To remove the drum, unthread the 2 lower screws securing the front panel and bulkhead. Use a small flathead screwdriver to help disconnect the door switch wire connector. Now unthread the 2 upper screws securing the front panel and bulkhead. Be sure to support the panel while removing the screws. Lift the panel up, then down to remove. Reach under the drum and push the idler pulley to release the tension on the belt, then unthread the belt from the idler pulley and motor pulley. Push the belt behind the drum and you can pull the drum out of the cabinet to access the dryer motor, belt switch, and blower assembly. If you need to replace the blower wheel, unthread the screws securing the blower wheel cover. Use pliers to secure the motor pulley and a 1/2" square drive bit to rotate the blower wheel clockwise to remove. When installing a new blower wheel, secure the motor pulley as you thread the wheel on the motor shaft counterclockwise. Then tighten. Realign the blower wheel cover and secure it with the screws. To reinstall the drum, first support the belt on the rear bulkhead. With the indentation near the rear, reinstall the drum by aligning the rear rim on the rollers. Then align the belt in the indentation. Loop the belt around the idler pulley and motor pulley in a zigzag formation. Rotate the drum to help align the belt. Reinstall the front panel and bulkhead by aligning the drum on the bulkhead as you hook the panel on the brackets. Thread the upper screws. Reconnect the door switch wire connector. Realign the control panel assembly. Rethread the 3 screws on top. Thread the lower screws to secure the front panel. Reposition the heater shield and secure it with the 4 screws. Realign the air duct and thread the screws to secure. Replace the lint screen. Align the front access panel spring clips with the slots and snap the panel into place. To uninstall the washer's top panel and lid, first remove the 2 rear access panel clips. Use the 1/4-inch socket or nut driver to unthread the screws so you can detach the access panels. Use a short flathead screwdriver to help detach the spring clips securing the washer's top panel and lid. Pull the top panel forward, then lift up. To replace the lid switch or hinge components, set the panel upside down on a sturdy surface. If replacing a lid hinge, lift the panel up to detach the 2 spring housings. Use pliers to squeeze the retaining clip to fully release the lid hinge spring from the hinge you're replacing. Use the Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the screws securing the hinge to the lid. You can now remove the old hinge. Before you install the new lid hinge, make sure the hinge bearing is in place. Insert the new hinge, then thread the screws to secure it. Realign both the retaining clip and the spring housing on the hinge. The clip should be positioned in the groove. Lift the panel back up so you can insert the two spring housing pins in their respective brackets. To remove the washer's front panel, first unthread the screw to release the support bar from the panel. Next, unthread the screws securing the front panel to the side panels. You can now lift the front panel up and out to access the washer motor, drain pump, and tub components. To uninstall the tub, use a 9/16" wrench or socket to unthread the bolts securing the tub base to the frame. Next, disconnect the motor wire harness and capacitor wires. Detach the wire retainer from the transmission plate. Now disconnect the air tube from the tub and detach it from the retainer. Use pliers to release the spring clamp securing the drain hose to the rear coupler. Pull the hose off. You can now have an assistant help you to slide the tub assembly out of the cabinet. To reinstall the tub assembly, align the base on the support rails and slide the assembly back into the cabinet. Reattach the drain hose to the rear coupler and secure it with the spring clamp. Reattach the air tube to the tub and secure it in the retainer. Reconnect the motor wire harness, along with the capacitor wires. Snap the wire retainer into place on the transmission plate. Confirm the base is properly positioned on the support rail tabs. Then thread the two bolts. Reinstall the front panel by aligning the slots in the panel on the side panel mounting clips. Thread the screws to secure. Reposition the support bar and thread the screw. Continue the reassembly by realigning the top panel and lid on the washer, then push the panel straight back. Be aware the lid switch wire connector on the panel needs to be fully connected with the receptacle on the frame. Reinsert the two spring clips to secure the panel. Reposition the rear access panels and rethread the screws. Reinsert the access panel clips. Reposition the lower access panel and secure it with the screws. With the reassembly complete, plug the power cord back in or restore the power supply, and your washer-dryer combo should be ready for use.